Very honored to be here. Thank you very much for inviting me. So, this is something, be bold and make an impact, is something that I have learned over 7 businesses and 10 years of working in entrepreneurship. But it inspires me from something that my great-great-grandmother did in the early 1900s. At that time, when women were not allowed to go outside the kitchen, where women didn't educate themselves, she went and joined politics. She joined the Indian freedom movement, giving speeches side by side with Gandhi and other such leaders. She ended up drafting the Constitution of India, perhaps the only female person. She was also the first female governor of India. And when I found out about this as a little child, 4 or 5 years old, I asked my grandmother, so why don't we talk about Sarojini Naidu? She said, well, she married somebody who she loved, and that person was not even from our caste or from our state. So we were embarrassed, so we ostracized her. As a child, I thought, wow, she did something so amazing. Everybody remembers her, and here, her own family ostracized her. But she made a bold decision in her life, and that impacted generations and generations of Indians. And that inspired me as a child, and I always grew up idolizing her, that one day I will also want to be like her. So be bold and make an impact is a lifestyle, it's a mindset. Because only when you make bold decisions, things change. This was me, my first year at the Illinois Institute of Technology, building automated robots. And I had the vision of being an entrepreneur. At this time, the vision was being actually developed because when I was in 8th grade, I wrote a letter to Bill Gates. And there, I mentioned, I want to be a business partner. He very sweetly responded back. And that was my inspiration to go forward with my dream to be an entrepreneur. So when I reached US, I didn't actually go there to study. I went there to have a global network so that when I become an entrepreneur, I can expand my business in all different countries. But something happened. At the end of my first year, my father and mother separated. I was financially cut off. You know, it's expensive to study in the US. I had no money. I had no idea what I was going to do. But instead of deciding to give up on my dream, I decided I want to be an entrepreneur. And I pursued it in the face of problems and financial crisis and having to take care of my mother and whatnot. I graduated from my university and I didn't look for a job. I went right ahead with the dream I had in my 8th grade, and I continued that. When you have a bold decision, you inspire people. People join you. So my friends joined on board. The team grew semester by semester by semester. And after we graduated, we had a world-class team. The former chief technology officer of Motorola, the marketing person from L'Oreal, from Wrigley, all these big guys who are making lots of money, stopped all that and joined 2 teenagers, me and Edward, because we had a bold idea, a bold decision we made, and people wanted to be part of it. And with their help, and the help of many others down the line, I've built, advised, and helped start many businesses in the US, in India, and in Hong Kong. I'm a serial entrepreneur. But this story is not about me. It's about you and how you can be bold and make an impact. When you do something that others don't, others are scared to, right? You make the news. It's actually not very difficult. It's not. All you got to do is have the guts to go ahead and do it. And some inspiration, somebody to tell you, yes, I believe in you, yes, you can. In fact, Obama won the election in 2008. That was his whole strategy. Yes, we can. And millions of Americans responded, yes, we can, right? So we need somebody to tell us, yes, you can. So this is a very nice quote from one of the founding fathers of the United States, Benjamin Franklin. It says, some people die at 25 and aren't buried till they're 75. What happens at 25? We get jobs, we get married. Somehow society tells us that we should kill our dreams and take responsibility. Stop dreaming, be real. What is real? What's real? I don't know. What is settling down? Steve Jobs says, stay hungry, stay foolish. What are we talking about here? Get real? You have a vision to be bigger than who you are, and you want to kill all of that and just do what everybody else does? What's the difference between a machine and a human? So let's not live a life of a zombie. This talk is about how to make bold decisions and have the most impact of our little tiny lives that we have. 24 hours in a day. Would you rather be spending it living somebody else's dream, somebody else's wish? We love our parents as Indians, of course, and they have their dreams. But are they always ours? Can we really give 100% if you're living somebody else's dream? I'd rather be a bad son, a bad student, and go further and pursue what I want to pursue. And that's what I did. My mother said, Avelo, get a job, business on the side. I said, Ma, you have the degree. I'm a computer engineer. Let me live my dream. And in the middle of the 2009 crisis in the United States, economy going down and everything, we still went ahead and built a $1 million company, and then many companies thereafter. And this inspires me, Martin Luther King. If a man has not discovered something that he will die for, he isn't fit to live. Because we're not alive in the first case. Not all of us. It's not easy to find something to die for. But it is important to find that. Until you find it, until you find your true calling, go all out and do whatever you can. Get mentors. You know, in the Vedic system, we used to have Gurukul, where a teacher, a spiritual master would teach you and guide you and tell you, you know what, this should be your career. Now we have a lot of career counselors who don't even know us. They take a little bit of money and just tell us, you know, this might be good and that might be good. Go to this college. But it's really important to have mentors. Every successful entrepreneur have very amazing mentors. I am very fortunate to have some of the world's greatest industry leaders as my mentors, who are millionaires and billionaires, and who helped me build a $1 million company, which I started at 19, and by the time I was 22, I had, right? That's how important mentors are. What they did in 40 years, all the mistakes they do, they shrink it for you in a very short amount of time. That's what mentors are for. So mentors help you see things that you don't see in yourself. So find someone who can help you. And be honest with yourself. Don't let anybody tell you that, you know what, don't dream. Actually, people who are crazy enough to think they can change this world are the ones who end up doing it. I'm not saying it. Steve Jobs did. This is from Bhagavad Gita. I feel very inspired, and this is my foundation of my life, so I'll quote it. It is far better to discharge one's prescribed duties, even though faultily, than another's duty perfectly. Don't live another person's dream. Destruction in the course of performing one's own duty is better than engaging in another's duty. For to follow another's path is dangerous. If you're psychophysically designed to be a designer, we have an architecture professor here. If you're psychophysically designed to be an engineer and you're doing something else, right? It's like telling a fish to climb a tree, right? It's not who you are and you're doing something. How can you expect to excel? You won't. You will always live a life of average, never having explored that amazing potential that you have in yourself. When you do what you love to do, even though if you fail a few times, which is totally okay, by the way, unless you fail, it's not failing. Unless you quit, you don't fail. But even if you do stumble and fumble and go ahead, because you're passionate, you'll never quit. You love doing what you're doing. And misery loves company. Entrepreneurship is not easy. Trust me, it's not. Everybody ridicules you. Your parents think you're crazy. Your friends are buying their first car and you're still walking on the street with no money, running after investors. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but it takes persistence, it takes grit. But when you do make it, you are light years ahead of everybody around you. That's what entrepreneurship is. So passion helps you go through those hard struggles and live through it to see the light at the end of the tunnel. But passion without compassion is heartless. Compassion helps us have a larger vision, a vision that's larger than life, something we can live for and die for. That's compassion. For me, I'll tell you, as an entrepreneur, I've built softwares and products for millions and millions of dollars worth. What it does is I'm solving life's problem. I absolutely am addicted to seeing sad faces become happy faces. That's what entrepreneurship is to me. It's solving problems and seeing people becoming happy, however I can do it, whether it's through artificial intelligence or through food or through travel. It's making people smile. So compassion is an empowerment to, again, have that long-term vision to struggle in the short term and keep going. Whatever you can do or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Begin it now. Do it now, not tomorrow, not after you graduate, not after you're married. Do it now. Because people always say, after retirement, I'll do something. No, you don't know if you will see retirement. My brother died when he was 26. He just didn't wake up in the morning. Just didn't wake up, didn't have any issues with health. So we don't know where we will be. So it's very important to be bold, make some bold decisions that will get you ahead in life, in the future. And there's something I wrote. We get sometimes, very arrogant as entrepreneurs, and we think we can rule the world, and we do things very fast, and then fumble and fall. So think big, think really, really big. Don't think $1 million, think $1 billion. But start small. And then grow slow. Make your mistakes in a confined way. Once you figured it out, you have a system in place, grow really fast. That's where venture capital comes in. That's where investors come in to help you scale your business. Start with zero money, grow with your clients' money, and scale with your investors' money. Right? So that's the Lean Startup methodology, concisely summed up. Further breaking it down, it's a build, test, learn cycle. You build something. You don't build the whole palace with the garden and the fountains. You build a brick. You build a room. You go somebody. Do you like the room? Would you like to rent it? Yes, sure, I'll pay this much amount. With that money, you build the next room. And like that, you build the whole palace. That way you build something people are willing to pay for, and you're making money from day one. Not like, let me build something that I like, and go out and then find, hey, would you buy my product? Would you buy my product? Would you invest? No. Build, test, learn helps you fail fast, fail cheap. It's much better that way. When you fail at 500 rupees versus you have $5 million investment and everybody's pointing a gun to your head and you have no clue what to do, right? So that's the Lean Startup methodology. It works. I've done it 7 times. It works. So when you are bold, I'll end with this. It's very important to understand. You have responsibility with that decision because you attract a lot of people. Recently, one of my mentees, they're starting an electric car company. And they put it up on LinkedIn. Anybody wants to join us? There were literally thousands of likes and comments, people saying, I want to join you. Electric car in Kolkata, it's like industries go to die in Kolkata. But these guys are making electric cars. And people are like, wow, that's a bold move. I want to be part of it. Because everybody dreams, very few practically apply. But when you do, when you create a bold vision and mission, people come together. And when you're together, you're very, very strong. And that's what bold and impact means. That you make a bold vision, and together you can make a huge impact that not only serves your state or your locality, but your country and the world. Thank you very much.